Over 2,000 people baptized in one day off the shores of California. Some of you guys think California is completely beyond redemption. God's not moving. It's California. They're coming for you. Well, listen, Pastor Greg Laurie, Harvest Church, do an event every year called Harvest Festival, Angel Stadium, 50,000 people, okay? Big crusade. And what we're noticing is that these folks who are going to these crusades aren't just coming down and making a profession of faith and falling through the cracks, that a lot of them are now getting baptized within weeks of this massive event. So if you guys didn't know, coming move of God, 2,000 people baptized during Jesus Revolution. Jesus Revolution is the movie around Pastor Greg Laurie's life / the last revival in America.
Oh, yikes.
So 2,000 people at California. This is about an hour from us, okay? And they did this last year, okay? Yep. So in July 2023, approximately 4,500 people were baptized at the Harvest Organized Youth Revolution Pirates Cove Beach Baptism. This is where they showed that clip from the Jesus Revolution baptism at Pirates Cove, and they are still doing these baptisms at Pirates Cove in Orange County. Among those taking the public profession of faith was Laurie's granddaughter, Stella. How cool is that? With over 6,500 people baptized at Pirates Cove over the past 12 months, Laurie believes it may be the indication of a coming move of God that will sweep our land. It is worth noting that all of this has happened in Southern California. This is where the last great spiritual awakening, known as the Jesus Revolution, happened before. So Laurie referring to the 1970s revival. So the 1970s is an interesting time because this is the overlap of Billy Graham exploding. This is the overlap of TV exploding, right? And it was the last massive revival. We're in a similar time where there's a bunch of uncertainty, but there's a lot of technology that's exploding, and the world's becoming smaller and smaller. So this is pretty fire. As a matter of fact, Pirates Cove Beach was the exact location of mass baptism that took place over 50 years ago during that movement. So I think it's incredible that this is still happening. I think it's incredible that people are getting baptized. There was also a movement, if you could look this up real quick, Zach, where there was hundreds of churches all across Southern California. Our church participated in a baptism day on Pentecost, I believe. So everyone was baptized a couple weeks ago on the day of Pentecost. And our church participated, churches all up and down California. On Pentecost Sunday, May 19th, 2024, over 300 churches across California participated in the Baptized California event, baptizing over 12,000 people in a synchronized water baptism. So this is going to be happening again in 2025 on Pentecost Sunday. So that's, I mean, how many people is that? They said how many? 12,000?
12,000.
Plus 2,000?
Yeah, plus 2,000 at Greg Laurie's.
At Greg Laurie's. Go to their Instagram.
This one? Baptized California.
So that's over 14,000 people that have been baptized in California. Let's play this.
Came all the way from Elmendorf, Texas. Yeah. Actually, I came because I sobered up on 2019 of September the 13th. So ever since then, from here on out, it's just been so beautiful. Like I have this intimate relationship with God. It's like so unbelievable.
So you see, I mean, pictures and pictures of these events that they're doing all over California. They're baptizing in the beaches. They're baptizing in churches. They're baptizing all over. And this is pretty incredible, man. So this is pretty incredible, man. So those of you guys that are like, California's finished. God's not moving anymore. America's going to hell in a handbasket.
If they're really getting saved, they would have their guns back.
That's over 14,000 people that have been baptized since the end of May across California that we know of, that are like public movements of baptism.
That's pretty crazy.
So
that's a lot. That's not nothing.
Who knows, man? Maybe these are the early signs of revival.
Ew.
Maybe these are the early signs of a new awakening. Maybe as the world is getting really, 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 really dark, there is light and goodness and revival and awakening happening, perhaps in California and then spreading beyond California. And this is just the beginning signs of it. I don't know. But I do know that God's not finished. I do know that God's not done. I do know that I believe the best is yet to come. I was thinking about this. I was writing this in my book, Zach, and I think there's two extremes that I'm seeing experienced right now.
Okay, hit me.
Extreme number one, that's there, but everyone's freaking out about Christian nationalism. Neither of these is that Christian N-word. It's a different Christian N-word.
Uh-oh.
I think the two extremes that we're seeing is Christian nihilism,
Okay.
and Christian narcissism.
Oh, wow.
Christian nihilism is a hopeless, meaningless view that the world's going to hell in a handbasket. Nothing matters, so I have my hell insurance, and I'm just waiting for Jesus to come back at any minute. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to evangelize. Not going to be a good steward. Not going to be faithful. It's Christian nihilism. Christian narcissism is the opposite, where you are selfishly ambitious and God is an accessory and a souvenir. Both of these views are completely wrong and incongruent with the God of the Bible. Right? That you shouldn't be narcissistic and you shouldn't be nihilistic. You shouldn't have main character syndrome, and you shouldn't be so much depressed and in despair that you're afraid to walk out. The solution to both Christian nihilism and Christian narcissism is a healthy anchoring in Jesus and walking out your faith. There's a practice to our faith. There's a practice to our faith. Being a local community, confessing our sins, reading our Bible, worshiping, taking communion, baptism. There's a practice to these things. And so oftentimes, I'm not sure if it's a theological thing or if it's a paradigm thing, if it's outside sources creeping in and distorting our view of things, but we need to have a healthy anchoring in Jesus so we could avoid both extremes, because you don't want to be narcissistic and think the world revolves around you and God's a genie and he's going to give you all your wishes and all your dreams and make you rich and famous for the gospel. At the same time, you don't want to be nihilistic where you don't want to leave your house because the world's so bad. We see according to the Bible that prayer is extremely important in terms of us being transformed from the inside out when we get aligned with God's will. For the Christians watching this channel, I want you guys to implement these spiritual disciplines in your day-to-day life. And the only way I've been able to do this consistently is through writing down my prayers in a prayer journal that does a few things. One, it allows me to reflect and come to God humbly and ask him to move on my behalf. And two, it allows me to document my prayers, which ultimately help me remember the very things that I was praying for and see the hand of God tangibly in my life when he answers them. So I would urge you, consider writing down your prayers. It could be in a blank notebook. It could even be on your phone. Or you could check out the one I personally designed and used for my own quiet time and spiritual discipline that I think will be a huge blessing. It's the exact structure and system that I've used for years to pray and be more consistent in my spiritual disciplines. You can pick yours up today by clicking the link in the pinned comment below. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.